Hey everybody, good morning. Morning David, morning Valerie, morning Keenan, morning. I'd love to say it's a normal morning, but it's not at all. So, got the message in Discord. If you hadn't read it, it's in the announcements channel above the announcement for the live stream. Kimberly's dad just not doing so well and is in end of life care. So, thoughts and prayers go out to my wife and family. And yeah, I came to make sure I take care of you guys. I know it's not expected, but it is by some people, and I appreciate the people that tell me it's not. I really do, but I do what I do to try to help people, and helping you is what I'm trying to do. So let's jump into the update for today, and I may not make it as long or long-winded as normal, so just bear with me. But all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. I may be full of crap. So this presentation here, informational, educational, and fun, is not a recommendation to buy or sell a financial instrument. If you desire personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor. Valerie, that's the thing. You guys are my family too. So part of my trading family, and I want to take care of you too. So family first, but you guys are part of my family. So I spend a lot of time with you every single day. All right. Let's jump into, get my mouse on the right screen. This chart, I had to throw it in a different piece of software here. This is a screen cap off my MotiveWave platform. Right here, I was showing this off yesterday, expecting this to top out. It did. Right before, late into the evening, made a little higher high. We were pulling back, probably going to pull back to this level right down here. This is NASDAQ, not S&P. NDX, if you want to know the prices for QQQ, that's divided by about 41. But this is what we're looking at right here. Probably a pullback into this 13,140 area, right back here, right. And we need to correct this move up. So we had this big move up from April 25th. That was a 5-wave type structure. Higher high, 3-wave type retrace, right into the 618. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up into the high overnight. Probably going to get a retrace down to this 13,140-ish area. Could go down as low as 1380. There's no rules on overlapping anything in here, except it cannot go lower than this low. If this low gets invalidated, then this is an invalid count, and we're probably going lower. So just keep this in mind. But this is a bullish setup right now with 5 up, 3 down, 5 up, and a potential retrace. The target for this bigger 1, 2 set type pattern right here, up here around this 13.8 area, right up in here, and potentially as high as like 13.9, 24. We could extend higher, and then we'll probably get a retrace and a poke on up through. We'll see what happens there. This is what I'm expecting, though, for the next day or so. We do have the CPI print coming out tomorrow morning, 8:30. Please be aware that can break this pattern. We could just crush, make a lower low. That's why I'm warning about it. Or it could rocket us right up to this target up here. All right. There'll probably be a 3-wave type retrace, and it may be fast. It may just spike down there, hit support, and then go. And the next move is going to be a 3 of a 3 of a 3. So this can go very quickly. All right. Be careful. Betting against it. Be careful betting for it. Just be careful all the way around. All right. Anyway, moving on. Running through the S&P really quickly, just consolidating in the resistance. We didn't break down. We didn't go retest the roadmap line. We're just consolidating. And this is what I call a high consolidation, because we came up off the low and we just consolidate. All right. We're consolidating just under the prior high right here from February. And then if we were to break out, unfortunately, we have resistance right above us from the prior high from August. So the chart I've shown quite often. If you want to chat with me, make sure you're a subscriber. It only takes a few seconds as a subscriber to be able to chat. Just throwing that out there. So this is the chart I've been showing right here that we can potentially just break up to 4,300 or push down further to 4,000. Both of that can come on the CPI print tomorrow. And that's going to come out 8:30 in the morning before the market right here. And we get it 8:30 in the morning. That is Wednesday, May 10th. CPI month over month, year over year. We are kind of expecting, I mean, we look at the expectation number, look up here, forecast, previous. We had the previous number at 0.1. We're expecting a 0.4 month over month. We'll see what we get. All right. If you want to know how to get here, this is just forexfactory.com and then click the calendar button. All right. So year over year, we hit 5 last time. We're expecting 5 this time. Coming in hot is going to freak the market out. Coming in low could lead to a big up. All right. Just be prepared. I mean, we peaked back here in July. Year over year. I mean, this is still 5% inflation. It's not like we're at 2%. 2% is way the heck down here. So we're still 5% inflation on an annualized basis. And the month over month, they're expecting a pop. So, how does that play in to the yearly inflation? I mean, they need whether this is even true or not, they're probably going to cook these numbers and make it, make inflation come on down. Nothing I'm buying is getting cheaper. I mean, but that's still 5% inflation. I mean, we're talking about prices are still going up at crazy rates. And as I've talked about, we may get this lull in, we have the interest rates. We may get this lull and then things pick up again. Interest rates, inflation rates pick up again, and they have to raise rates more. But right now, the DGS2, which is the 2-year Treasury constant maturity rate, is significantly under the Fed funds target rate, and they raised that rate. I don't know why this won't save on here. Control C, Control V. Come on. There it goes. Delayed reaction. And then move over. So we're right here now. There's their target rate, and here's the real market rate. And usually when these cross, we have about 3 to 5 months before a financial crisis of epic proportions. Now we're already seeing cracks in the system, and you could say it crossed over here, but we're still in the crossing phase. So that's the secondary thing I'm ready for is a financial crisis coming down the road. We've already had a month here, a month of going sideways, so we're 2 to 4 months potentially out, and the banks blowing up so far is just kind of like the warm up for the financial crisis that we may see. We do have lots of threats on the radar. We have the U.S. potentially defaulting. We have wars potentially with Russia and Ukraine. We have a potential pullback in the market. We have a potential recession. We have all sorts of potential. And if we default on the debt, what does that do to the dollar? Things could, a financial crisis of epic proportions could be coming down the road. So just be careful, be aware. In another couple months, this could come to head. It's definitely on my radar. While the charts are showing bullish, this is a threat that's out there, and I don't feel like we're there yet, but it's coming. And just be prepared that this is sitting out there. People feel like it's a black swan event, but you can see it coming right here. Every time this has crossed before in recent history, in my trading history, every time we've crossed these two before, we're about 3 to 5 months out from a financial crisis of some sort that causes epic rate cutting and extraordinary financial measures from central banks and whatever. So just remember, this threat is sitting out there in the market. This can cause U.S. defaulting. rate being crossed like this is going to cause a financial crisis if we keep at it here. So this is like just ridiculousness, and I don't know why that other people don't see it, but whatever. Moving on. So S5FI still hanging out in the middle, probably going to pop up here before we get a bigger pullback. And yeah, so stay up to date. I'll give you the trade. Right now it's too early, I feel like. You could buy long-term VIX, but right now that's priced high. And the time value that's going to erode off of that stuff, it's not worth it. Now, what I am doing, and been talking about to some of my core people in the background, is lightening up on long exposure. Like if you're super heavy into some stuff, try to stay light and nimble. That's the biggest thing right now. I know you don't want to miss the pops, so you got to be strategic. If you got things that are underperforming, it might be time to lighten up on those and keep a little cash stash for deploying into protection trades when it's time. We'll probably see the rollover in the market. Potentially we could be at a rollover point, but I don't feel like this is it. Like there's too much excitement for another retest of at least this level. And 4,500, the reason I'm concerned about just popping straight up to 4,500, I've talked about that several times, is that becomes a 786 retrace of this whole big move down from last year. If we turn down there, we are likely to make a lower low. If we just pop straight up there and turn down, that makes this a big three-wave move, and it's yikes. All right, we can definitely make a big lower low, and that's lower than 3,500 on the S&P 500. So, but NASDAQ right now does look bullish. That's how it kind of started out. Probably going to retest that August high, if not up here around 15,100, where we topped out back in March of last year. So a year, 13 months ago. Russell, this is another thing that gives me a little concern. Russell is just consolidating at the bottom. Russell tends to lead, and this consolidation down here at the lows is concerning. We're not recovering. We're not even attempting to really recover on the Russell. That's all our small caps, and they may be signaling that we have lower to go on the small caps. So yeah, grinding is good, but consolidating at the bottom is not so good. Oil, just touching on this, we did come down, made a lower low, and popped up. People got a little excited. I think that may be premature. We may do an extension down to this 59. That's kind of my primary expectation right now. A lot of people think that was a spike reversal. I'm not sold on it. We're kind of holding the downtrend so far. We may drift on down to that 59 area on oil. Gold got a little overexcited and came right back down where it was a few days ago. I still am kind of expecting this retrace, and it did make a higher high, so we kind of have to go like this and move everything over. Not everything, but move the arrows over so the retrace can be down in here, back to the roadmap line. So be careful on gold. Bitcoin having a little hiccup on their network, a little proof of popularity. Some layer 2 networks were implemented that are extremely popular, causing transaction rewards, transaction verification rewards to miners to be greater than the actual reward for mining a block of Bitcoin, which if you go back and read the white paper, that was the vision in the beginning for Bitcoin, was that the rewards were going to be halved because the transactions would eclipse the rewards for mining blocks. And that's what we're getting into right now. The unfortunate part is that the queue is roughly 10 to 15 hours right now to get a transaction processed on Bitcoin. And that's what's freaking people out. We got a little pullback, but really when you zoom out and look at it like this, we're just consolidating sideways before another potential pop higher. It's like a high consolidation, just like on S&P 500. Dollar, low consolidation, probably likely to push down into the 90s. Now, what's moving today? DVA, trying to push out higher. Market not quite open yet. Got about 4 minutes. So DVA looks like beating on the top, beating on the bottom. Medical nursing services That looks like a beautiful chart, actually. Let's see. Yeah, up above the 1618, found resistance at the 1272. Could pop as high as 103, but then likely to retrace back to the roadmap line somewhere in here. MSTR showing a little pop on a dollar value. It showed up, but yeah, this is interesting. They hold Bitcoin, but a lot of the miners, with those rewards being higher than the actual block rewards, they're going to start probably popping. You know, we're talking like Mara potentially, BTBT, Riot. You know, you can see they're all showing a little bit of positive today. Bitcoin's a little bit of positive. They can show a lot of bit of positive, especially if they start announcing that they're raking in the cash off of these transaction fees. So, all right, very important about the consolidation at the bottom versus intermediate high. Yeah, it is like if we're consolidating at the top, it's totally different than consolidating at the bottom of a range. To me, it means something. So it's showing weakness when you consolidate at the bottom. I mean, a lot of people think of it as building a bottom. Now, it's building a bottom if you break out higher and go. You could fake out and drop lower, though. That's the risk. That's why I want to see a pattern of higher highs and higher lows on something before I get into it. I don't want to try to catch the falling knife. So ATKR looks like it's bouncing off the roadmap line potentially. This next extension could go. Yeah, got resistance right there at 140. But this is a situation. Yeah, lower high, lower high, lower high. If we start breaking higher high, higher high, that gets me excited for a potential 164, 160, 176 on the upside for that one. I probably wouldn't, I probably wouldn't be interested in this till it's back above about 145 right there. BA, Goose, man, we hit the roadmap line. I told you. This is a potential bounce situation. It's going to take a move back up through this 211 to start extending out to 225, 234. And this pattern just happens over and over. We came down and touched it. That doesn't mean we don't go lower. I did have this target area drawn down here around 188. We could push a little lower. Be careful. Be careful. I know you love to chase that one, so. SHLS, nice little pop, still sitting right about the roadmap line. If it starts making higher than here, that's positive. But the resistance is actually up here where we consolidated, made this messy blob of junk. So above 30 would be the indication we could get to 36 or 41. And up to, I mean, that's still like a 20% gain going from 30 to 36. T-Rex, nice potential. Looks like it might clear these prior highs and be on an upswing. That's Forest Products, yeah. The Trex decking, I think. They do make kind of like rot resistant boards and decking and things like that. There's the market. So potential resistance at 63 and 68 above that for Trex. This is positive, and I would watch for a retest of this. Those two highs right there, that may be what it goes and retests and get a retrace before it can break on out higher. Neo, looks another one popping. Like lots of things looking popping. That one probably resistance up here at 21. Of course, the prior high. Airbnb looks like a breakout potential here. If it can push right up through where it made these highs, that 618 resistance at 130, probably get an extension out to 154, potentially 167. SQM looks like that's pretty bad, and I would not bet on that being a reversal yet. PLTR, nice pop on earnings. This has been a potential building setup reversal for months and months and months and months, and I want to see some higher highs, not lower highs. This was a lower high. We need some higher highs. And we got resistance here at 11 and up here at 15. This one's kind of a little bit of an accumulator for me. I feel like it has long-term potential. They do a bunch of government contracts, making some money, although not tons of money. So just That's kind of a little bit of a gamble, I guess you would say, on this being the reversal. It could just crush out and go bankrupt, even though they have government contracts. Seat, and that's a, see, you can have a long-term consolidation that just drifts lower, and then you can potentially get the breakout. This is retesting that prior high right over here. Has to get above that to go higher, otherwise it can retrace right back down where it was. For extensions, breaking out above that, we could see possibly 10. You know, there's resistance up here, possibly 12. I don't know anything about this. Movies and entertainment company. Doesn't look awesome though. That chart looks scary. Well, not convinced it's a reversal yet. That can definitely extend lower. That looks like a 5-wave-ish down. That's usually the first move. Probably find some resistance right in here around 82 and then make a lower low. ENSC, that looks pretty horrible. Reverse split is not going to save it, and it's probably going on down. CLRO. Nice pop, but that chart still looks pretty horrible. WDC. Little pop, but that still looks pretty horrible. Extension. You know, we did almost hit that right there. Need to move this over and get a bigger fib. Next extension can take us down to 25, 26 area. And that looks like it's going to extend. That was a classic roadmap bounce for a downside extension, 25. OMH, not enough data to mess with that. Real estate development. CHRS, looks like it's going in the toilet. And FSR also looks like it's going in the toilet. All right, that's kind of what's moving today. Hope you find something good. I'll update everybody as I can. Thoughts and prayers are appreciated. If you want to know what's going on, I put a personal note in Discord in the announcements channel. If you want to come join us in Discord, links in the description. I'm not 100% sure I will be able to do 30 minutes of awesome this evening. Stay tuned. I will do it if I can. I haven't missed one yet. I'll be, you know, I love doing them. I may have to postpone it till tomorrow or later in the week. I will do it this week, just may not be this evening. So stay tuned. For, you know, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell with the notifications so you get notified when I do 30 minutes of awesome. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Stay safe out there. I'll keep you updated in Discord. So.